Hi, my name is Sarah Lee. I work for BAT. I'm the head of international freight, meaning my team handles all of the sea freight and air freight movements for the company globally. It's been quite great. I mean, I get to meet different people. I think the best thing is actually getting to know and interact with different people in the same situation. I was talking to a person and his background, my background seems very similar. We go through the same situations and therefore we are able to exchange ideas and, yeah, how he feels about stuff, I feel about stuff, and, where we think it needs to go, what our, lived experiences are and where we're struggling and, exchange ideas on that. So I think it's been really good. I've been in London only 1 year, so it's really good to interact outside the company, which is great. It opens the door to similar professionals, and you can exchange ideas with people who are not necessarily always who you're interacting. So exchange new ideas, get new triggers, new stimuli, bounce off situations, and maybe get triggered on some things that you weren't thinking of. For instance, today there was a lady just across sitting, and she's in data. So I'm not in data per se, I'm more of a logistics professional. She does data. So I had my views on data, and it's really nice to interact with her and get her views and bounce off whether my views where they stand and how I can reform or refine my views. So I think it's really good to get to know people who are outside your original circle or your group, meet new people, but not only in the terms of your industry similar professionals, but related, because nowadays you can't really just look at your own area. You need to connect the dots and expand out and really see how they all interact. And I think that's really good here. They didn't just bring similar supply chain people only. It's a mixture of people, which then you can bounce off ideas. So I think that was really good. I think today, obviously the keynote speaker was really about data mining and Slowness and how they've helped in terms of data mine to get some solutions and profits for the company. I think examples, yes. I think what I want probably to go in a bit further, and we were talking, is maybe to go a little bit more in depth in terms of how they helped, yeah. So a little bit more. You can say we data mined and we came to these kind of solutions, but I think for us as practitioners, we're interested in how. What was the real deal? So I think that's where I'm looking forward to having conversations. I had my view. And when you're interacting with different people from different companies who are in different situations or similar situations, you can bounce off whether you're in the right path or So I think that was really great. But I'm looking forward to more of that. Yes. Again, like I said, sharing ideas, refining ideas, and getting more stimuli to think a bit better, to think a bit more rounded. Which is, I actually also hope that because it's my first time, with this evolving, the more I interact with more different people. I've only interacted with, let's say, 3 people so far. The more, and there's like other 17 people here, so the more I interact, maybe there's more different ideas that I can get out or I can share. So I think that's what I'm looking for.